Hello everybody, it's Fennec here and welcome back to another video. Now in this video we are going to be starting a new series called Minecraft Mythbusters. Now in this series we are going to be taking myths that either I come up with or you guys come up with, and we're going to see if they are real or fake. Now let's jump right into it. Okay, now in this segment of the series we're going to be going over myths that I came up with about lightning and the new lightning rod item that was just added in the new Minecraft 1.17 update that came out not too long ago, which I will make a whole separate video on at a later date. Now, our first myth involves armor stands and a trident with the channeling enchantment. So now, if we set the weather to thunderstorm, let's wait for the sky to gray up so lightning can actually strike. There we go. Now, what we can do is normally, let's see, this pig over here, if we take a channeling trident and throw it at any entity, that entity will get struck by lightning immediately, like this sheep. Immediately struck. Now, armor stands are a little wonky. They're not really entities, but the game still considers them entities. Oh, oops. And they're just generally all over the place with how they are defined in the game's code. So what I want to see is if you throw a channeling trident at an armor stand, will they be struck by lightning like a normal entity? And the answer is yes, they will. The game does indeed see them as entities for like how they interact with other entities. It's really weird. Like channeling tridents, they only strike entities. And armor stands do count as that, because if you were to look at an armor stand and type /entity, oh wait, no. Yeah, nope. Data get entity, it comes up with the string of code for that specific armor stand. So the game does in fact see it as an entity, even though its coding is kind of all over the place. Okay, so this next myth is a little weird. If you throw a trident up in the air and you hit yourself with it, will you get struck by lightning? Now let's see. Probably shouldn't have thrown it that hard. And the answer is yes, you will get struck by lightning if you were to hit yourself with a channeling trident during a thunderstorm. Okay, so this next myth involves armor stands again, but it also involves the new lightning rod item. Now, the myth is, if you throw a channeling trident at an entity, and they get struck by lightning, and like we saw earlier, that works on armor stands, will it be redirected to a nearby lightning rod? Now let's see. And that answer is no, it actually will not. The reason behind that is because whenever an entity is hit with a channeling trident, it always spawns it directly on the entity. It never can be redirected by any means. It's always directly hitting the entity. Okay, so this next myth is if you build a tower up in the sky, place a lightning rod on the ground and a lightning rod up in the air, which one is more conductive? Is it like real life where the higher up lightning rod is more likely to get struck, or does it not matter? Okay, well I was going to say, let's do 5 strikes to see which one is more likely to get hit. Is it going to be evenly balanced? Is one going to get hit more? We already have one for the bottom one, so let's just speed up the rest. So as you were able to see there, that was 5 strikes. It struck the bottom one 3 times and the top one 2 times. So I'd say that's pretty evenly balanced out. And I'd say that myth is busted. Okay, so this next myth again involves lightning rods. Now the myth is, if you dig down into the ground and there's blocks surrounding the lightning rod, it will not get struck by lightning. Now let's test that theory and just sit here and wait for it to get struck. That myth is busted because, as you just saw, it struck twice, literally consecutively. So that myth is busted, and if you place lightning rods all the way down in the ground, it will still strike. Okay, so this myth actually involves the new moss carpet block that was just added to Minecraft. If you take a lightning rod and then place a moss carpet block on top of it, it should not be able to have lightning strike it. And as you can see, that is actually true. So that myth is proven, because if you take another lightning rod, you should be able to see that one starts glowing with white particle effects and can get struck. While this one does not do that, implying that the moss carpet block prevents it from actually being able to get struck by lightning, because as soon as I remove this, it starts glowing immediately, saying that it can be struck. Okay, so this next myth is pretty weird. If you place a block 100 blocks in the sky, because of our last myth, it says that if there's a block above it, it shouldn't work. So we're seeing if it's 100 blocks in the sky, just like one of the furthest extremes you can go, it shouldn't work, right? So let's try that. Set block, 100 blocks in the air. Stone, as you can see all the way up here, there's some stone block, and it's directly above me, so I'm just going to place this right here. And it actually is not working. Because if I were to place this right next to it, it starts glowing. Where this one, with a block 100 blocks in the air, it isn't working. I actually didn't know about that. That's really neat. So that myth is proven. Okay, so unfortunately that is all we have time for today. But remember to leave your suggestions down in the comments of what myths I should test next, and I will be sure to credit you. Remember, have a great day and stay awesome.